Hey guys, I'm Janet on occasion, and today we're playing out the Total War Warhammer II Battle Replay. This is a community cast sent in by Articulatemis, who's a newcomer to the channel, and actually a bit of a newcomer to Total War. He was saying he's started trying to get up the ladder, and he seems to be doing a fine job of it, I've got to say. He's showing some good skills here, so I definitely wanted to show it off, because frankly, all newcomers, right, are encouraged. You know, I want to see the community grow, so I had to cast this one, especially because this is a shockingly tough matchup. It's Wood Elves against High Elves. High Elves just win this. They just do. You know, it's so tough, this one, because it just... there's no armour, right, on the Wood Elf side, apart from things like, you know, treekin and things, but they're not going to get enough killing done. So anything that can do damage just gets killed by cheap archers, or Loathen Seaguard, or anything. They just die, so you just can't win. Everything is too flimsy, and they can almost match your range, you know? So it's tough. It is very tough. So here, you can see, he has Waystalkers. Waywatchers, rather. A lot of Waywatchers. Including the Hawkeye's Drakira. But he does have a Waystalker. See why I got confused? Anyway, he's got a Waystalker, which you don't often see. Hawkeye's Drakira, though, I love these guys. I just love them in general. I think they're great. Whether they're the best thing in this matchup, I don't know. Because this matchup is hell. So I just don't even want to play it. It's that horrible, right? It's just terrible. But Hawkeye's Drakira, they got smoke bombs, which is awesome. So if Cavalry get on top of them, that smoke bomb just means their speed goes down to almost nothing, and you can get a load of charges off, get Eternal Guard them, do what you like with them. And then, yeah, as you're fleeing, just shoot these crazy high AP shots into the Cavalry, lower their leadership a ton because of the Hawkeye's Drakira, and then laugh. It's great. I love them. Also, a Glade Lord, so I'm pretty sure it is the Glady, because Prey of Anathrema on there, of course. Also, Hawk Riders. Rarely see Hawk Riders, but I really like this. I think they're a really good addition, because they've got good armor-piercing damage for weapon strength, so if they can actually sort of get the jump on something, they can really help break an enemy unit by getting that extra damage in, you know, that quick burst damage. Not great in prolonged combat. They are a bit flimsy. 15 armor. So any spearmen are just going to cut them to ribbons, you know, if they're attacking that kind of thing. But good missile damage as well. They're just very useful. Good utility item. Also, Spellsinger of Shadows. Melkoth, very handy. And Pit of Shades. Not something I would have thought of bringing. But we'll see, it works out pretty damn well. It's a good spell to have. So, also the Wild Hunters of Kurnos. They're going to give Guardian to nearby Lords and Heroes, and they're just very, very reliable. You know, Silver Shields, really handy in case they do get in range of any archers, but that charge bonus is gigantic, and they just have so much killing power. I'm not entirely sure how they kill as much, because their stats, you know, don't have a huge amount of armor piercing, but you throw them into any heavy cavalry, and they still just murder them. It's amazing. So they're really good. And in the back line, Winterheart Guard, they're of course unbreakable, which is very handy to have. Also, a couple of other Eternal Guard. So shields all round, lovely, and some War Dancers right in the back. So, the High Elf player here. He has Illyrian Reavers, 2 units of them. He has some Spearmen dotted around, along with some White Lions dotted around. Also some Swordmasters, which, I don't know, I don't think are totally necessary in this build, but also terrifying. If they can catch any infantry, they're going to murder them. Also here, Fireborn. And amazingly, yeah, there's a unit of archers already wiped out, because amazingly here, the most deadly things are the archers. And there's only 2 units of them, so wiping out a unit quickly, great idea. There's another unit here. But the Fireborn, really good. That fire damage is great if you're trying to hold a line with treekin and things. But otherwise, the anti-large bonus is super useful, and they're really reliable cavalry. There's also a Noble here, a Lariel for just crazy amounts of healing, and some more Dragon Princes. These have been slowed down by Melkoth. And, I mean, that's it. This is the army. Let's do this. Let's do this now. This is great. I love this battle. I'm really pleased to be casting this on, because this has been really fun. Usually, when you just see a load of Waywatchers, you just think it's going to be some slow-paced, boring thing, but no, it gets right into it. So here you can see Dragon Princes, they're taking some damage, already lost a couple of models, which is devastating. Ooh, 3 models down. I mean, that's the thing, right? With Dragon Princes, anything really in the High Elf roster, you just have to kill the models. Doing a load of damage to a unit doesn't matter if you're not killing any of them. Because here, look, Earthblood. And now all of those models are going to get the health back, and it's going to be that much harder to start killing any of them. So it's going to be that much harder to get rid of martial prowess and ruin their ability to fight you. But over here, Illyrian Reavers, they were caught out by the Wild Hunters of Kurnos. They're dead in seconds. Obviously. Illyrian Reavers, these ones, they're the next biggest threat, really. I mean, the archers are way back, so just getting those Illyrian Reavers out of the way, I reckon it's worth the ammunition, seeing as how the Wild Hunters are busy over here. But this is a bit of a mistake. They did get dragged into this combat while chasing the Illyrian Reavers. They're fighting Spearmen now. But they are somehow just devastating these Spearmen, which I feel shouldn't be happening. But it is. They're that good. If they stayed there too much longer, they would have started taking a lot of damage, and it wouldn't have been worth the cost. But they barely took a scratch, and they've taken out half the unit spearmen by accident, which I think is very funny. So here you can see another Melkoth to slow down the Fireborn, which means they are taking a huge amount of damage. But here, of course, the Dragon Princes are charging in. So the Wild Hunters of Kurnos, they're angling back around, everything is retreating, and these Hunters should be able to stop the Dragon Princes. They should be able to intercept, but it looks like they cut it a bit sharp on the corner. I think this rock in the way stopped the pathing from working particularly well, but he's getting charges in the rear. These are quicker cavalry, so it's going to be jabbing these guys in the back, getting loads of value. Of course, the Way Watchers are super valuable, so he kind of needs to commit. But here, the Fireborn, they were getting close, taking a load of damage, but now the Prey of Anathema has been used on them. So really overstretched, and now they're just going to get picked off. They're just going to get picked off. So here, a big heal, very hasty. The only thing it's touching is Alariel. These Dragon Princes did not see the benefit of that. So a huge mistake, very costly. Very costly indeed. Another Melkoth slowing these guys down, and then Smoke Bomb puts their speed down to 8. That's right, a child could outrun these Dragon Princes right now. So here, you can see these Illyrian Reavers did come back, so the Wild Hunters are dealing with them first, because these guys are super slow right now, so deal with the other thing that's actually on your units. You can come back to the Dragon Princes. Doesn't look like he even had to. The Hawk Riders charged in, and they've been taken out. So amazing, absolutely amazing. So here, still, just so many units getting on top of this army. But now, the Winter Guard are finally moving in, so they're unbreakable, which is really useful. It means anything they're in contact with, they're just going to be stuck fighting them for a long time. And hopefully it should allow these Way Watchers to get out of there, because they are losing a lot of models, and they don't want to be. They need to move. There we go. They're moving now. So, yeah, the Way Watchers have taken considerable damage, but look how much damage the Cavalry has taken. Here, the Fireborn, so injured, but still 29 models. Despite all that, still 29 models. Illyrian Reavers, 24, they'll get picked off pretty quickly. It looks like they're going to try and bog down the Spellsinger, or maybe the Spellsinger is just in their way. But once again, these Way Watchers have been charged, which is a real pity. Really don't want to see them getting hit. But another Melkoth's going to slow them down, and the Wild Hunters of Kurnos are going to get the charge off. If the Fireborn get the charge on the Wild Hunters, the Fireborn are going to win. The other way around, hell no. Especially that damaged, look how quickly their models are dropping. You can see the Glade Lord on the Eagle charging in as well for just really good burst damage. So only 7 models left. They are devastated. They're shattered. That's it. And now you can just move on to the next unit of cavalry that the Spellsingers are keeping busy. Over here, you can see the Eternal Guard and the War Dancers have kept this stuff busy, but the War Dancers very cleverly have used the Shadow's Coil. So that's extra 27 melee defense at the cost of melee attack. You don't need the melee attack because you're pinning this stuff in. So that is excellent. So that kept them really safe against these Swordmasters while he was setting up that beautiful Pit of Shades. Got some really good damage into this stuff. Unfortunately, Martial Prowess is still going, and Alariel is joining the fray. So here you can see some Way Watchers. They seem to be running over there for some reason. They're pulling back though. And look at this, right up to the white line. You can't even see the white line because of snow. There we go. Really close to the edge. Anything runs away on the Wood Elf side. He's handicapped himself by being in this position, but it gave him more time to attack while pushing away. Unfortunately, archers are coming back in the fight, and here, despite an amazing charge from the Wild Hunters of Kurnos, that Star of Avalon is healing these guys up as quickly as they're taking damage. But you can see on the left there, you can see that line on the health bar. That is the healing cap. The health isn't changing, but that healing cap is going down and down and down. So you can tell they are taking a huge amount of damage. At this point, though, I think pull out the Wild Hunters. You want to make sure you keep cycle charging them. They're very quick, but you don't want them in full-on combat. So pull them out after they've been in combat for about 5 seconds. But these guys are totally surrounded. Look at this. Look at all this red. And look at all just converge on this Pit of Shades. So another huge hit on these guys. And the combined strength of the High Elf forces in here, way more valuable than what Wood Elves are left in here. So it doesn't even matter. It doesn't even matter if you get some friendly fire. But this is bad. This is really bad for the High Elves. So Hawk Riders managed to pin down Alariel, the Glade Lord's dying on top of them, Wild Hunter Kurnos do a ton of damage, and there's all these shots coming in from everywhere. So Alariel gets killed. Just nuked. She just got nuked. Here, a smoke bomb, so all this stuff is stuck in here. And that noble just didn't have enough health left. After all of that fighting, all of the shots he's taken, he didn't have enough health to stay in the fight against the Glade Lord for long. Now, all this stuff is running away. This stuff can just be chased off. Over here, these archers would be great support to be able to get some great damage into all of these units. I mean, even the Lord. If we look at the Lord, 50 armor. 50 armor and quite a big target. Even archers could shred her. But they're not getting the chance. Here you can see the Spellsinger almost sacrificing herself here. She should not be in prolonged combat, even against archers. I mean, she'll do fine for a while, but you gotta bring back up eventually. So she's doing okay, but she's taking too much damage to be comfortable. Here, Hawk Riders have charged the other lot, that's doing fine, and the Winterheart Guard kept these 2 units at bay for that entire time. Of course, there's no more guards of the Winterheart anymore. They're gone. They're all dead. They're all dead, Jim. Anyway, so they're dealt with. Here, Spellsinger, pretty hurt, but it's fine. She's on a horse, she can outrun this stuff. And, yeah, all these units are going to start running into these archers. So here, these archers are going to get routed before anything can catch up. So that's great news. And once they've routed once, their health is so low, just one charge from the Hawk Riders, and they'll break again. He doesn't even need to chase them off. He just needs to notice them when they come back and get another charge in. Unfortunately, a couple of them have been a little bit caught out, a couple of the Hawk Riders. So it's not great, but a load of this stuff is being chased off. These Eternal Guard, they're just going to keep chasing these Swordmasters off, and also chasing off the White Lions. I think, though, get the Glade Lord back here ASAP, and because the Spellsinger's on a horse, she can just keep chasing the White Lions, you know? She'll get the odd kill, but she'll keep them running. So just let her do that. She's too injured to get into this fight, and even a couple of archer volleys, if they manage to get one off, could kill her. So just get the Lord back and start smashing things. Because, yeah, these Hawkeyes and the Way Watchers, they're all right in melee, but they're very injured. You know, you don't want to be fighting all this stuff, especially heavily armoured stuff like the White Lions. I say heavily armoured. They're well armoured, you know, 90 armour's pretty good. It's the same as great swords, I think, so it's alright. Here, though, Waystalker, run out of ammunition now. 40 kills. A lot of that was against Cavalry, which is pretty great. And he's just going to chase them down. Here you can see a charge into those archers, immediately shatters them, and there's a Melkoth's on the most valuable unit left. Yeah, everything was about to shatter. The guy quit. The guy quit. He knew it was over. So, wonderful, wonderful fight. I think the High Elves kind of played into the Wood Elves' hands here, because this is such a great matchup for High Elves. Right, I think, don't try and rush them. Don't try and play that game. Just have archers and spears, and you'll do fine. You know, all the spearmen, they've all got silver shields. They're not worth the cost of the ammunition from the Way Watchers. You can be cautious as the High Elves, because any time they try and probe your lines, they're just going to suffer horribly. You know, just let the Way Watchers run out of ammo completely if that's how they want to play it. You can just sit there and wait. It's not a problem. What is nice, I think, as well, might be nice, is I haven't tried it because I wouldn't do this matchup. I wouldn't do it to people. But the, what are they called? The Storm Riders, that's the one, the Storm Riders, the Loathen Seaguard Regiment Renown. They can fire while moving, so you can just sort of have them run at Way Watchers. And they got the shields up, so they won't take much damage as they're running in. But, you know, huge target, obviously, and they'll just fire as they run, which is pretty cool. Because they don't need AP shots, so any hit on Way Watchers, and yeah, they've got a lot of value. So that might be fun to try one day. But like I said, I wouldn't do this to people. But Articulatemis, hard to say. Anyway, Articulatemis, he did great here. I'm very surprised at how this happened. I thought it would be one of those games where it was just a horrible kite fest for hours. But honestly, that's probably the best way that High Elves can play this, is draw it out, you know, let the ammo be wasted on things that aren't very good, you know, force the Wood Elves to have to really work to get on those valuable units. That didn't happen. I think the High Elf player here was very ballsy to just try and charge in with the Cavalry like that. There were so many tools, the Smoke Bomb, and the Melkoths, and the Prey of Anathrema. That is 3 massive ways of controlling the pace of the battlefield, and that's, yeah, there's not a lot more units there, you know, you slow down 3 of these and that's the whole offensive at a halt. So it's not good. It's not good to try and push out at the Wood Elves like that, you know. Push forward with all of the infantry, leave the cavalry in the back where they're safe. You know, once you get on top of those infantry, they can have no choice but start sending in units and start trying to focus down what they can. So you can put the pressure on them. I think that's the way to do it. But still, just wonderfully played, and not what I thought was going to happen. And I think that's the best bit of all. So guys, if you enjoyed this, please do comment, like, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Have a good day, guys.